Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're back for the final episode of Halo 2. Unfortunately, we had to go all the way back because either A, I didn't save, or B, something's wrong with the emulation. I don't know which. But such is life, I suppose. We'll get through it. There's only 2 levels left. And I gotta say, having thought of Halo 2, of course I die almost immediately. Well, poor Master Chief, he's gonna endlessly fall into the abyss. But, yes, ladies and gentlemen, I gotta say, you know, looking back at this game... Oh, wait, is he still here? Oh my god, he is! I don't think I ever looked over here. Yeah, Neverclad looks pretty nice, even though this is, there you go. And Emperor Snake, I've just been doing a lot of cosplay work. But yeah, I definitely have a whole new, appreciation for Halo 2. It is definitely the 3rd best Halo game. It's really quite remarkable what they did in 10 months. I just can't get over how good this game really is. It had definitely been far too long since I had played this game, so I'd long since forgotten just how good it really was. And it's quite amazing they got this thing running on the Xbox with the engine they were using. This goes to show you how good developers can make a good game. It's like, oh my god, we've kind of forgotten how good games are these days, just what with poor quality developers. I gotta get used to killing Covenant again. Thank you. Actually, I'm used to completely different controls for some reason. NECA T800 endoskeletons. Not bad. Xbox Series X. I have not done anything console related since about... I'm gonna die. No, I'm not. We're blessed by the Omnissiah. I've not done anything console related since 2014, I want to say. Maybe? Just because I've gone exclusively PC by this point. I think they changed the brutes quite a bit in the next game. I actually like the Halo 2 brutes. I would like to have seen a video game version of Halo First Strike. That, I think, would have been an absolutely excellent Halo, like, expansion pack for, like, Halo 1. But, alas, such a thing would never be. T1 and T2. There's actually a video by Kentucky Ballistics where he tries to shoot a Terminator. Basically, use 50 BMG. Or 600 Nitro. 600 Nitro would hurt. That's one of those things about,
I'll disable this
not tech savvy.
That'll slow them down.
I don't mind sitting close to the screen because I've got really bad eyesight and I like tinkering. I've been tinkering with PCs since probably long before some of you were born. Back in the midst of history. It's one of those things, I got into tinkering with PCs back in 2002 when I was like 13. And prior to that, I of course used them, but I didn't really start learning how PCs worked, which is precisely why it took until age 30 to finally start getting into that field, but whatever. No one ever said I was smart. Alright, let's see here. If you use these terms, PC peasants. I'm blaming you, Anthony Jordan, for getting me killed because I was reading your, chat. How could you?
No enemy has ever withstood.
But I don't really care what anybody uses to play games. I used to be like PC Gaming Master Race. In fact, I still am. But these days I don't really care. And once I pick up the Steam Deck, whenever I get my goddamn email, it's like, hurry up, Valve. Good God, what is taking you so long? You'd think there was like a supply chain shortage or massive inflation or a giant war. It's like, yeah. Well, I want my gaming machine, damn it! Goddamn drones. But, yeah. Speaking of current events, the world is going even crazier. Welcome to 2022. I'm not surprised, but, well, it'd be nice if we could go back to something remotely peaceful, but when you actually look at what had been going on prior, even prior to, like, say, 2014, where things started to get really crazy, I think people started waking up to, like, political insanity around 2014, what with that whole Gamergate thing, which I'm still not sure what it was that set everybody off. I'm not sure if it was really anything in particular. I mean, as far as I know, the lore goes that it was all about, hey dudes, it was all about somebody using sexual favors for like positive game reviews or something. Okay, maybe I'm not supposed to go over there. Come on, run! Come on, Master Chief! You can't sprint for like 5 more games! Okay, no, we do not need to go over here, but I'm gonna go hide in here until my shields come back. Same year as the future war. Don't say that, because I won't have to fight robots. I don't have a 600 nitro. Of course, there was an article in National Rifleman talking about a 600 nitro manufactured in 1992. It cost $50,000 back then, and was going to take 3 years to make. I mean, I guess that's worth the wait, but if I pay $50,000 for a fucking rifle, I'd want it to take less than 3 years. Also, who pays $50,000 for a rifle? That's ridiculous. Guess you really want to shoot a bear or something. The future war was in 2029. Although I think it was retconned to being in the 2030s because no one thought we'd have robots and AI by 2029. Oh wait, if that Google chatbot is actually sapient, we're fucked. There's actually a book that got canceled. Actually, I'm totally not bringing this up because of current events. I read this book a long time ago. There's a book that got canceled and got the writer canceled because it had an AI becoming sapient and wanting to wipe out all humanity because it was afraid of being aborted. I don't know why somebody's gonna call me during the middle of this, but whatever. I'm sure they'll be fine. They can live without GeneralLotz for an hour and a half. Goddamn Terminator 3. Will it never stop destroying canon? But yeah, an AI that wants to wipe out all humanity because, well, it doesn't want to be aborted, so make of that what you will. And of course that got the writer canceled. And the funny part is, the writer wasn't even, like, trying to make a point about abortion or anything. It was literally just, well, why would a, AI go nuts? Well, there you go. It was watching a reality TV show. This is an older book. I think it came out like in 2009. It's called Control-Alt-Revolt, if I'm not mistaken. I forget who wrote it at the moment. I think it was Nick Cole, maybe. But anyway, go away, people. Leave me alone. I'll wait till I check cutscene. But Control-Alt-Revolt had the AI watching a reality show. I think it was, what was that stupid show that everybody liked? Boo! T3 is way worse than Genesis. Probably not as bad as Dark Fate, though. I fucking hated T3. I despise- oh, fuck you, asshole. Fuck you, asshole. You wanna see another vlog update? Probably. Next week, I would think. Genesis is a perfectly fine movie. There's nothing wrong with Terminator Genesis. I absolutely adored that movie because it actually was an entertaining Terminator movie. Yeah, well, you can get a knife to the back. Where's my plasma fingernail? So let's just hope we don't have any AI wars anytime soon. Just leave the Google chatbot alone, please. I like Terminator Salvation. I thought it was a perfectly adequate movie. It came out the same year as Star Trek Into Dark, not Into Darkness, Star Trek, not Star Trek 1, but the first Abrams-verse movie. Compared to the Abrams-verse movie, it wasn't bad. It was much better than T3. Of course, seeing the Covenant getting fucked over like this is pretty good because I've been rereading the Cole Protocol. The Covenant being able to just wipe out humanity. It's like, yeah, well, you know what? They're getting theirs now. They're getting theirs now. Although, sort of the inferred Holocaust here. I mean, we technically probably have a lot of Covenant civilians getting wiped out, but, well, looks like they shouldn't have attacked humanity. Should have thought of that. Not sure how good this was. Well, yeah, it always is subjective. Although, we could say objectively that Last Jedi is pretty bad.
Particularly robust.
Just as much further damage to the timeline. I like the whole idea of, like, the nexus of time, because it's like, well, if you invent time travel, Crewman Daniels is gonna show up to fuck everything up. TX. Oh, God. I knew people would like Terminator 3. Just like how people like that god-awful Doom film from 2000, whatever the fuck. I don't know how anybody could watch that. It was terrible. I even read the book. The book didn't make it any better. This game definitely needs subtitles because I have no idea what the Gravemind is even saying at this point. It just sounds like a bunch of burbling.
Apparently these are the prophet hierarchs.
Salvation more than T3.
Inner sanctum.
I don't know why people hated Genesis. I thought it was pretty good. Turning John Connor into the villain is pretty bad. Oh, that reminds me. Lightyear is the new flavor of the month. People complaining about how bad it is. I actually did watch that movie, and it was no! Oh, I'm still alive. And it was god-awful. I mean, it was horrible. I got the elevator just, like, pitifully coming back to me. Lightyear was pretty bad, in my opinion. The reason why it was so bad is mainly because they do the old thing of turning an established character into a villain. So, using rap music in Elvis, really? Ugh. I forgot Elvis was even coming out, so I might have to take a look at that. But yeah, Lightyear, pretty bad. It's like they turned Buzz Lightyear into a villain, because, well, you can probably guess why Disney would do that. It just really... It made me want to watch Buzz Lightyear of Star Command, which was a classic show from the early 2000s, and it's harder to find these days than you'd probably think, but it actually is a decent Buzz Lightyear expanded universe, so... I never was a big fan of Toy Story to begin with. I was the exact right age to be when it came out back in the late 90s, because yes, I'm old. And I didn't like it. I liked Toy Story 2. I was also the right age for that as well. But Toy Story 1 just didn't do it for me. It was just your typical Disney tripe. And I've never been a Disney fan, not even back when I was a kid. I much preferred DreamWorks. It's like, if I had a choice between watching Paint Dry or Disney, I'd watch Paint Dry. It's like, none of their movies did I like back then. God damn it, fucking brute. Again! And yeah, the original Terminator is by far the best. T2 wasn't bad. One moment. But yeah, Terminator 2 is good, but Terminator 1 just has all that emotion in it, and was by far the darkest in terms of storyline. My only problem with Terminator is it really needed to be a two-and-done sort of thing. Humanity goes back in time, saves the day, everybody's alive, you know, franchise done, the end, but people wanted to make money, so there you go with that. Yeah, Mouseketeers. I hated Disney, though. Like, even from when I was a really young kid, too. Give me a pistol. Everybody go away. Ugh. One moment, ladies and gentlemen. No. Ugh. That's the only problem with being an adult. You never get any free time. But the freedom to do whatever you want is probably a good thing, too. No, you bastard! Thank God for no splash damage. Era, oh my. I didn't know it had milkers. He didn't really look like Doom Guy, though. He just looked... He looked about like what you'd expect, and... I don't really have a problem that he wasn't voiced by Tim Allen, because I really like the guy who did the voice in Buzz Lightyear of Star Command. it's actually kind of funny. You compare the two shows, and you can't help but do so. And in Lightyear, Buzz's team is basically just diversity casting, including the guy who did that Thor movie, Thor Ragnarok. He's apparently a voice actor. I was unaware of this. He's one of the characters. Basically, it's just some flavor of human. Stunning and Brave, of course. Whereas in the 2000 series, Buzz had like a robot, a giant orange alien, and a blue princess. But that's not diverse enough these days. Oh no, not at all. And yeah, T3 should have been a Future War, but we never did hit. And I have seen that cut ending. And some people just don't take no for an answer. But, yeah, I've seen that cut ending. That really should have been the ending. I mean, what else do you need from that? Even RoboCop versus the Terminator had a better ending than what we got with the other Terminator films. In RoboCop versus the Terminator, RoboCop wins. And the Future, for some reason, has, the female character, whatever the hell her name was, basically just sitting around on some grass in a robe. Because, as we all know, in the future of 2029, we're all gonna wear bathrobes at all times. I'm guessing it's like global warming, right? Or is it global cooling? Or is it climate change? I don't know. It just changes from decade to decade. In fact, I thought we were all dead. I'm actually playing this from beyond the grave. Started the cartoon. Work alone. Oh, yeah. The guy who voiced Batman in Batman the Brave and the Bold was Buzz's partner. I think it was like Warp Dark Matter. That was his name. Evil McEvilston. They even make a joke about that. And Wayne Knight was Zurg. I feel bad for all of you who were too young to enjoy stuff like that back in the day or didn't exist. Because, man, all you get is woke bullshit now. Wayne Knight is Zurg. I need to rewatch that show. Man, whatever happened to Wayne Knight? I guess he retired because he had plenty of money. I'd like to have plenty of money too. Okay, that's... Oh, I'm gonna die when that grenade hits. Okay, it's not even anything important. Ah! No, I do not own any CRTs. I did at one point, but ultimately I got rid of it so I could have more room. I'm not much of a purist when it comes to having a pure CRT, just because it's not that big of a deal to me. So long as it looks mostly correct, I'm happy. And emulation lets you emulate scan lines and stuff like that, so it's not that big of a deal. Oh crap, somebody's got a goddamn sniper rifle. You know what we're gonna do? We're just gonna run past. I don't really like to kill everybody, but let's just run past and try not to die. Come on, keep going, keep going, keep going. Go, 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 go. Open up, you stupid door! Really? They did it on purpose. Left Alone is a standalone film. I don't think Terminator should have been a standalone film. I think a sequel wasn't bad. Aliens...
I can't stall the launch sequence much longer. The next lift will take you up to the conduit. Hurry!
Cortana, I'm trying to talk about Aliens. Aliens was necessary. You could make a franchise out of Aliens, because it's set in the future. And William Gibson's Alien 3 could have established a pretty nice franchise, but whatever. Terminator, you need to be able to save humanity and be done with it. Let's see. I'm gonna be born if Skynet doesn't do this, so John doesn't see. Well, it could be that Sarah did some nasty later, I guess. Now, originally, this was supposed to be...
This is amazing. They've been using the Forerunner ship's engines as an energy source for the city. The ship isn't so much launching as it is disengaging, uncoupling itself from High Charity's power grid. Stopping truth, that's all that matters.
Originally, this was supposed to be a Warthog run, but they ran out of time. This works well enough, though.
Chief, when you get to Earth, good luck.
After I'm through with truth.
Don't make a girl a promise.
If you know you can't keep it.
What is that place? Where the counselors were meant to watch the consecration of the icon. The start of the great journey.
There is still time to stop the key from turning.
I must get inside. Then mount up, Arbiter. I know a way to break those doors.
Like how he immediately gets out. It's like, now we got more good music. I thought I was supposed to go over that way. Oops. Seems like I forgot how to actually play the game. Okay, now wait a minute. Where are we going? Oh, come on. It looked like we could have made it over there. How'd we just die in the abyss? Now, if I ran over the shipmaster, that would probably be a very bad idea. I don't mind Ripley coming back for Aliens. I think the biggest problem with the Aliens franchise is just they need to move past Ripley. Just let her be. Good God. That's why the comics were so great, because you then had Hicks. But even then, there needed to be more. There's more to that universe than just one or two characters. Whereas with Terminator, you know, Terminator was a good two and done. You know, reset the timeline, humanity doesn't, you know, get almost wiped out, everybody lives happily ever after the end. For me, the proper ending to Terminator is a fanfic called Branches on the Tree of Time, where it actually takes the time travel aspect to its logical conclusion, where there's like 5 Kyle Reeses from 5 distinct timelines. And then, of course, it even gets like some of the...
Arbiter. That Scarab's main gun will break the control room's doors.
Well, that seems convenient. It even brings in some interesting technological...
the beach, there's a passage into the cliffs. It should take you up to the Scarab.
Shipmaster, I'm trying to talk about Terminator, goddammit. As I was saying before I was rudely interrupted, Val Zeno, when they ask why I slay the Xeno, I ask, why not? But in Branches on the Tree of Time...
The brutes control that cruiser, Arbiter. I'll remain here. Make sure no reinforcements get in behind you. Then, I'm going to take the cruiser back.
No good for you, but you keep interrupting me. Slay all Xenos.
The Arbiter? I thought he was dead. Hold your fire. The Hunters have come to our aid, Arbiter. They will fight by our side.
Well, all 2 of them. But in Branches on the Tree of Time, you have the Terminator actually use some kind of real-life means of reading computer monitors. And Skynet isn't actually super intelligent. It's just really able to process fast. Wow, you guys are utterly worthless. Oh, crafty nature of Alien. In credits. Oh God. Of all of those, oh, good. Now, why did he go crazy when all the rest of them are here? It's like, what the hell? Seems very inconsistent. Don't zap me, you bastard. You know, I'll let you handle that last guy if you don't kill each other. But of the James Cameron films, Avatar is still by far the worst in my opinion. It is one of the preachiest films I've ever seen. You wouldn't think blue furries would be that preachy, but it's like humanity and industrialization evil. It's like, yeah, why exactly did historically, like, all the people want to move to the city so they didn't have to work from sun to sun? Just saying. It basically was. It was stupid, but able to think really fast. One really awesome thing is that, God damn it. And it's from my... I should go kill that guy. It's from my own side. One really awesome moment is, they find out that the Terminators have actually been holding back and using humanity's, attempt to stop them to advance themselves. Which was kind of a neat concept. When the Terminators, like, stop playing around, they're able to shoot 100% accurately all the time, so it makes actually combating them even more difficult. Now, realistically, I'm gonna actually that. They should be able to do that. But the only problem with doing that is you kind of ruin the movie. Because it's a movie. If the Terminators can hit all the time, then our protagonist might die. And you don't really want to do that. Because then you have no characters you can really get behind. That's kind of the big problem with stuff like Song of Fire and Ice, is that there's no character you can really enjoy watching. Because they're all dead. No one challenged. Yeah. See, that always seems to happen when you have like awesome directors. Unless somebody can rein them in, they end up making a bunch of crap. Like with Star Wars. You know, Lucas got the ball rolling on Star Wars, but he is not really, in my opinion, the father of Star Wars. The real father of Star Wars was Timothy Zahn, but whatever. Because Timothy Zahn was the one that actually took it seriously, instead of the Journal of the Wills and all the other crap. That's one of the sad aspects. Whenever you got like a really awesome movie like Terminator or Star Wars or something like that, the more you make, the less good it actually is. Because then you gotta try to not go too far, or far enough, or a bunch of hacks get a hold to it. Although Star Trek is making a comeback, Strange New Worlds is still going pretty strong. I am surprised at how good Strange New Worlds really is. I shot him in the head with a grenade. How did that bastard survive that? Two roads. Well, here's the thing. You gotta remember, it's a movie. To quote Last Action Hero, but it's a movie. If they all look like Arnold, that's... Let me put it this way. Would you want it to not look like Arnold? I mean, be honest. That was one of his best roles. At the end of the day, you gotta recognize that these are still movies. You gotta have some breaks from reality so it actually is fun. It's like, realistically, Master Chief should like be dead from any number of things, you know, but like he isn't. Obviously, you know, Mjolnir probably wouldn't work quite that well, or need to be recharged or something. You have to just make some concessions to fun. You gotta make some concessions to... Oh, crap. It's like, why would any species do that? It's cool. You just gotta deal with it. Well, there's that, but once again, you want to bring back the actor that can make the money. I mean,
Hold your fire.
would you want Jean-Claude Van Damme as the Terminator? Or, Stallone as the Terminator? It's like, it just wouldn't really work. And later on, we got some different Terminator models. Because half the reason why Terminator works is because the name Schwarzenegger. So, it's concessions. You gotta make some concessions here and there. The way I see it, if you want something that's closer to reality, read the book. Because the book actually goes a bit further. Oh, crap. Just stab him.
What shall we do without this king?
Get back here, you bastard. Yeah, it does, because somebody's got to pay for that movie. It's kind of like, you know, why do X-Wings have to get so close to attack? Why do TIE Fighters only have 2 laser cannons? You know, why anything in Star Wars? It's because it's cool. Why bring back Boba Fett? Because it's cool. You kind of just gotta go with it. It's like, do you want an epic space adventure or not? It's kind of like with science fiction in general. It's like, do you want Revelation Space? Because if you go for full realism, you're gonna get Revelation Space. And you don't want Revelation Space, because that is the most boring science fiction book I've read in a long time. Like, just have fun, is the way I like to look at it. It's kind of like Stargate. Stargate is now considered racist, apparently, because it says that aliens created the pyramids, therefore racist somehow. I'm not really sure how, but whatever. Oh, you little bastard, if you fucking kill me again. Aha! Boot to the head. Well, you know, you can get dumb crap too, but it's... If everything's realistic, you're not gonna have any fun. Van Damme was almost the Predator. Yeah, I know that. Sharon Stone, the Terminator. Oh my. The Milfinator. Total Recall is one of my favorite movies of all time. 2 weeks. Consider this a divorce. See, there's a lot of things that are... There's actually a fine line between something that's fun and stupid. Like, a good example of the difference between fun and stupid is Titanfall 2 is a really fun game. It has a story that is really stupid. And then you have Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. It's a adequate game, but a really stupid story. Both of those are an example of stupid. And then Rule of Cool is Republic Commando. There's a lot of stupid stuff in there. Like, why are there only iron sights on a futuristic space plasma rifle? Because it's cool, and the story is good enough that it can be justified. You little jackal bastard. Oh, Rogue One's not even canon. At least in my opinion, it's not canon. Because, the exhaust port had a much, much better explanation. In the novel, Star Wars Death Star, which is one of my favorite EU novels of all time. Essentially, there was a political prisoner who was assigned to designing the, Death Star's exhaust port. And she did that because, she had been arrested and imprisoned because she voted for the wrong political party. Hey, it's kind of like today. Never mind. It's amazing. Yeah, you can definitely tell the practical effects, although the eyes bugging out at the end were kind of, oh dear, that's your nightmare fuel right there for the week. And some of the mutants were a little, yeah. Although, the, three-breasted alien, I guess, is okay. And yes, Demolition Man is also a classic. Although, watching that today is really difficult because, hey, it's like California today. I mean, it's like any blue state. It's like, we need to ban trans fats. Yeah, we need to ban this or that. Although, ever since that SCOTUS ruling came down, they now have to actually issue CCW permits, so there's that. It's like, they have to follow the Constitution. Whatever next? Smurfs had a holiday. Really? I never really liked the Smurfs, so I couldn't tell you. I didn't smurf the smurfing Smurfs. Because they were kind of smurfed, you know? Ooh, that guy got killed. Kill the guy with the flag! No, there's one left, and he's gonna go nuts. They must like all... Ah, crap. See, I'd hate to be the guy who, like, goes nuts and, like, 5 minutes later, here comes, like, 50 more brutes. It's like, oh, that was a waste. Where are all the phaser guns? Taco Bell. I think they banned, like, e-cigarettes or something. Since I don't smoke, it doesn't really matter much to me, but Taco Bell, I haven't...
Go, go, go!
I haven't gone to a Taco Bell in at least a decade. But then again, I don't eat, I almost said science fiction food. Yeah, it's fictional food. It's basically food that masquerades as, something edible. These guys will actually call you Chief. Cobra, now that is...
You don't like me, and I sure as hell don't like you. But if we don't do something, Mr. Mohawk's gonna activate this ray. And we're all gonna die.
Tartarus has locked himself inside the control room.
Well, I just happen to have a key. Come on, grab a banshee and give me some cover. He's Gonna know we're coming.
Considering how many people Thel Vedum has killed, and how many of Sergeant Johnson's friends have been killed, that's a pretty big moment right there. Like, I don't even know if a Starfleet officer would be that understanding. Yeah, see, Cobra is an example of a really kind of crap movie. I mean, it's not bad, but it's on the borderline of adequate. I mean, it's no Commando, I'll tell you that. And Cobra is actually the guy's name, Cobretti. It's like, Stallone, Cobretti is not a real name, and if it is, I'm very sorry for anyone who is named Cobretti. Just saying.
How do you like it?
American spirits. I know nothing about smoking. Like, at all. I don't smoke, I don't drink, because I'm kind of boring like that. Sucks that politicians dictate things. Yeah. Yeah, Forgotten Weapons did a review of the Gymatic. It looks pretty crap. For one, it doesn't have a stock. For another, it has a weird wonky grip and a shit trigger. One day I wouldn't mind having an actual machine gun, but those things are way too expensive for what little you get out of it. But oh, Aqua, no! Fucking brute bastards. This is not how you're supposed to fly a plane, but whatever. Tango and Cash. Yeah, Tango and Cash is pretty good. And once again, it's kind of on the borderline of good, though. The big problem with, like, Stallone and a few of the others is they just couldn't quite get the humor down like Arnie could. Like, it was close. It was, like, on the cusp. And hello, Daniel. P.A. Ludi, that'd be kind of interesting. Although, Brandon Herrera did a video on one of those, and apparently they're hard to make and kind of crap. Combat Annihilation. I like Mortal Kombat Annihilation. I know people like to hate on it, but man, that is definitely... Like, that is a movie that, at least it's entertaining. When I think of a bad movie, I think of a film like Assassin's Creed, where it takes over an hour for the plot to start. I can think of no movie that I've ever voluntarily sat through that was worse than Ass Creed. Like, Ass Creed really was ass. I mean, it was just boring. It is Assassin's Creed. The commercials were better. Whereas Mortal Kombat Annihilation was fun. Actually, you know, I'll agree with that too. Mortal Kombat Annihilation is a little better than the modern-day Mortal Kombat movie. Because the modern-day Mortal Kombat movie was just a generic action film that completely raped canon in a way that Mortal Kombat Annihilation really didn't do. And also, unlike with... So we're going to subvert expectations. We're going to have a guy who doesn't fight, and he's the chosen one. What? Why? Why do that? Also, instead of a tournament, you know, the whole point of the game is in everything else? No. We're going to have the pre-tournament tournament. Why? Once again, why exactly is this a necessity? But no, we gotta subvert expectations yet again, because that's just how we're gonna do it these days. We're gonna subvert everything. It's a load of shit, is what it is. Johnson, you could have blasted that, or ran it over. Ass Creed, yeah. God Awful, MK Legacy. I've not actually seen any of those.
Stay clear of the door. Hey, bastards! Knock, knock.
Knock, knock. Beautiful. Don't blast me by accident, Sergeant Johnson. Delusions of grandeur. Responsible. Beator. I don't know. I don't recognize that. But yeah, video game to movie transitions just never work because they get a bunch of hacks that don't know what they're doing. Kind of like with Halo. You know, the Halo TV series was so bad because we're subverting expectations. Master Chief is gonna really be bad, and we'll have Cortana possess his dead body and wear him like a meat suit. Why? Why are you gonna have Cortana wear Master Chief like a meat suit?
Must complete his holy work.
That's why it's kind of like Doom Annihilation. It's like, okay, well, Doom Guy is like one of the most famous video game characters of all time, which is precisely why we're gonna make the Doom Guy a female and have her basically act like a plank of wood. But even then, it's still better than what they did in 2005. I will always stick to that. Battle of the Realms. Okay, I never even saw that. Man, she didn't have a dogfight, I'd bet.
Do not let the Arbiter.
Yeah, but like, that still works, though.
The chieftain must complete his holy work.
Oh, must he? Really? I thought I could actually kind of like... Oh, I can! Aha! Oh, I guess I'm stuck in here. It's an arena. Not an arena! Now, if you want a really good Doom... Oh, really? Asshole. Street Fighter the movie is actually not too bad. It got a lot of flack and a lot of hate from the internet for a while, but it's still watchable. It's not as watchable as Mortal Kombat, as Street Fighter the movie can definitely get really boring. And that's really the downfall of any movie, no matter what it is. If it gets boring or really slogs, that's when a movie goes from delightful to, please let this piece of shit be over with. Great. The music is still pretty awesome. Now, Street Fighter, the animated movie, is a lot better than the actual Street Fighter live action. You got the proper, you have the proper designs for the characters, and on top of that, it's even more cheesy, if you can imagine it. Especially with the English dubbing. I didn't even know that was a live-action commercial for Doom 2016. Wreck-It Ralph. You know, that was a perfectly adequate movie as well. Once they brought in that, the female character, it got kind of boring though. God damn it, fucking berserk asshole. The female character was just your typical Disney princess kind of thing. They tried to subvert it a little bit, but the Ralph character I really liked. And Zangief. Not bad guy. I didn't even know there's a Metroid Prime live-action commercial. I find it funny that some of these commercials for video games are far, far better than the actual movies. Just hire those people!
Come, human. It is easy. Take the icon in your hands. And do as you are told.
Please use caution. This reclaimer is delicate.
One more word, Oracle, and I'll rip your eye from its socket. Which is nothing compared to what I'll do to you.
Tartarus, stop.
Impossible.
Put down the icon.
Put it down and disobey the Hierarchs?
There are things about Halo even the Hierarchs do not understand.
Take care, Arbiter. What you say is heresy.
Is it? Oracle, what is Halo's purpose?
Collectively, the 7...
Not another word.
Please. Don't shake the light bulb. If you want to keep your brain inside your head, I'd tell those boys to chill. Go ahead. Do your thing.
The sacred rings, what are they?
Weapons of last resort, built by the Forerunners to eliminate potential flood hosts, thereby rendering the parasite harmless.
And those who made the rings? What happened to the Forerunners?
After exhausting every other strategic option, my creators activated the rings. They and all additional sentient life in 3 radii of the galactic center died, as planned. Would you like to see the relevant data?
Tartarus, the prophets have betrayed us.
No, Arbiter. The great journey has begun. And the brutes, not the elite, shall be the prophet's escort.
Okay, so I get the feeling that Tartarus probably would have attended Jim Jones's last sermon. Just saying. Just saying. I think he'd been a big fan of Jim Jones. And for those who don't know what that is, Jim Jones, if I'm not, I don't know if his name was Jim. I know his last name was Jones. Basically was a cult leader and had a bunch of people drink the Kool-Aid, which was laced with, I think, like rat poison. And they all died. I think he also ended up killing a senator, if I'm not mistaken. He like kidnapped the senator and made him drink the Kool-Aid as well. It's like cults are kind of creepy. Just saying. Just go to your average college campus. This is actually one of the few boss fights Halo even has, and it's not easy either. Blast him.
We'll shut them down.
Oh, come on.
How do I stop it?
Oh, man, we kind of... let's see. Compound you. Yeah. Oh, goddammit. I blame you, Anthony Jordan, again! But yeah, I definitely think Tartarus, but then again, there's other cults that are even worse. Like, the classic one that, Tom Cruise likes. I don't know why anybody believes in Scientology. That just sounds weird, like body thetans and the Lord Xenu. I only know that from South Park. And that episode's like 20 years old now. Feel old yet? I know I do. I highly doubt the foul Xeno is gonna just shout, yeah, like he's a goddamn wrestler. If I actually cared about wrestling, a rather famous wrestler is coming to a local con. Sergeant Savage. Not Sergeant Savage, Sergeant Slaughter. Sergeant Savage is basically just a ripoff of Captain America in like every conceivable way. I don't really know how Hasbro got away with that, but they did.
I'm on it.
Hang tight, man. Not until that brute is dead.
Keep away from me. I do not consent to being hammered. Oh my.
Hey, Mohawk, how'd that
God damn it. You would have to take the fall for him. Wow. Very brief. Yeah, I never got into wrestling. I just don't find it entertaining. It's like, I know people love it, but that's just... Wrestling was never for me. I never got into the whole, choreography and everything. Not every movie's terrible. The Batman was remarkably good. Although it did have a little bit of woke in it. A little woke. Everything's gotta have woke, doesn't it? But Street Fighter, the animated movie, was remarkably good. I mean, yes, you did get to see Chun-Li, well, without any exterior drapings. And that was most assuredly enjoyable at the time. Although today it almost seems kind of quaint.
Protocol does not allow me to interfere with any aspect of the sequence.
Then how do I stop it?
Well, it will take some time to go over the
Quit stalling.
And it had a awesome cut to them bones.
That's it. Johnson, I'm on it.
Hang tight, ma'am. Not until that brute is dead.
Thank you, Johnson, for killing him for me. So, about almost 20 years ago, I remember playing this boss fight. I was trying to beat the game shortly before. Oh no, don't jump! Off the... Okay, good. We were trying to beat the game before I had to go to band practice. Because I was actually in the high school marching band. I never was particularly good at it, but I tried my best anyway.
Hey, Mohawk! How'd that
Aha!
feel?
What's that?
A beacon
What's it doing?
communicating at superluminal speeds with the frequency of
Communicating with what?
the other installations.
Show me.
Fail-safe protocol. In the event of unexpected shutdown, the entire system will move to standby status. All remaining platforms are now ready for remote activation.
Remote activation? From here?
Don't be ridiculous.
Listen, Tinkerbell, don't make me...
Then where? Where would someone go to activate the other rings?
Why the Ark? Of course.
And where, Oracle, is that?
We've got a new contact. Unknown classification.
It isn't one of ours. Take it out.
This is Spartan 117. Can anyone hear me? Over.
Isolate that signal. Master Chief, you mind telling me what you're doing on that ship?
Sir, finishing this fight.
We ran out of time. Sorry, ran out of time. We ran out of time. Yeah, they ran out of time. So, despite running out of time, this is still a really good game. I mean, 10 months, and they did that. I definitely gotta have a much better appreciation for this game now, having played it after like 15 years. They used their time wisely and got as much good stuff in it as they possibly could. And, you know, I know they didn't plan it this way, but it's a really good marketing decision. It's like, sir, finishing the fight. Well, you want to finish the fight? Well, you better buy the new Xbox 360 if you want to know what happens to Master Chief. I mean, we get a really good ending for the Arbiter, and Halo 3 is worth the wait. Everything else about this game, it's like, it's got good music, the graphics look good for the Xbox, the story is really good even though it doesn't end. It's well worth playing. It's definitely the third best Halo game. If it had an ending, it might even be the best, but since it doesn't, They were very smart to introduce Thel Vedum. You needed something that was more than just a few one-liners, and Thel can do that. And we kind of see a parallel journey between Master Chief and him. You know, although Master Chief doesn't really get much character development, but still, it works really well. It's a good game. It's just 10 months, you know. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been about an hour. I'll go ahead and cut it short this week, because next week, I'm going to be going into a game that actually is legitimately awful. Aliens Colonial Marines. I'm going to be bringing some people on to play that game with me. And, yeah, it's going to be painful. But until then, I'm GeneralLotz. I want to wish you good Halo 2, good Terminator Salvation, and Genesis. Definitely not 3. Whatever makes you happy.